Hey there, hi there everybody, robvonshoe here, and welcome to Contest of Champions. If this is the first time that you're picking up the game, or first time you've picked it up in a good while, got 10 beginner tips, kind of help set you on your way and start off on the right foot. Now, the tips here are primarily for people just starting out the game for the first time, but should be some useful things in here for intermediate and returning players as well. So, starting from the top, starting off with pointer 1, do not sell your champs. The game does give you the option to sell your characters, your 1 stars, your 2 stars, your eventual 3 and 4 stars. You can sell those to get some loot. However, do not do that because the champions will wind up being useful later on down the road in future content and are useful in arena for fodder, getting extra bonus points. It's a lot harder to get those champions back once they're gone, seeing as how there's 200 plus characters in game, so not really worth the short-term loot that you get. Save yourself the grief. Don't do it. Speaking of which, coming to point number 2, save your units. If you're just starting out, you are going to wind up getting units by completing content. Units can be traded in for crystals, for boosts, for random various loot. But starting off fresh, you're going to want to save your units for your first big purchase. Side note, if you are going to wind up spending units, spend units on something tangible. Crystals are fun, by all means, have fun with it, but crystal drop rates are awful. Your units will be much better served for either energy refills, heals, pots, or the like. Step number 3, once you've been playing for just a wee little bit and have leveled up a couple levels, join an alliance. Alliances are the key function of the game here, and most everything in the game revolves around being in an alliance. But being part of an alliance qualifies you for some added bonus loot and, just as importantly, gets you some exclusive content. Tip number 4, learning to parry. Parry is a mastery in the game that allows you to stun an opponent if you hit the block button at just the right time. Parry is going to be one of the 2 most important things you need to learn in the game. It's going to wind up serving you from all the way from beginner to end game. And learning how to parry, and specifically the timing of it, is going to be imperative. So whenever you start a fight, if you want to start off by parrying, that is going to be a great way to familiarize yourself with enemy animations and get your timing down pat. Very, very useful. Real quick, if these tips are helpful for you, do consider liking the video and hit that subscribe button as well. Helps the channel grow, and I do very much appreciate it. Piggybacking off of tip number 2 is tip number 5. And that is to save for the dexterity mastery. Masteries are added bonus perks that you can wind up throwing onto your champion's base kits, wind up giving you added damage, added critical damage, reducing damage, whole extra bells and whistles as well. Parry being the most important mastery, dexterity is easily the second most important. And this is where saving your units comes in. In order to unlock dexterity, you're going to need to buy 2 stony cores. And those are going to cost you 135 units apiece. So, save them units, get those 2 stony cores, and that should be the first big unlock in your mastery skill tree. We'll be talking about masteries later on in a future video, but for now, parry and dexterity. Tip number 6. If you've played this game for more than 5 minutes, odds are you have probably been bombarded with pop-up offers. Now, pop-ups are going to wind up offering you anything from rank-up materials to new champions. This being a free-to-play game, of course, means that you do not have to get the pop-ups, and the pop-ups can oftentimes be enticing. However, because this game is a very long-form game, you wind up playing for a good bit, you wind up building up materials, and eventually you're going to wind up getting the materials you need to rank up your characters. Any of these pop-up offers are not mandatory. You will wind up getting these resources naturally anyway. Otherwise, all this stuff is going to wind up finding its way to you eventually, and you wind up saving yourself a heap ton of units. That's a good segue into another bit. Again, this is a free-to-play game, but it is also a business at the same time. There is no shame in continuing to be a free-to-play player, and there's no shame in throwing a couple of dollars the game dev's way. Whichever way you wind up going, the important thing is that you enjoy playing the game your way. And if getting a pop-up offer is part of that, by all means, go for it. But if you are going to wind up spending money in the game, one of the bundles to consider is the Deadpool bundle. You wind up getting a 2-star and 3-star version of Red Deadpool from the get-go that is timed You have about 13 days from the time you create your account to get said bundle for that exclusive character. Now, is Red Deadpool good? He's okay, but the important thing with Red Deadpool is twofold. He is great for future synergies with some of the OP champions in the game, and piggybacking off of that, most importantly, is that this is a one-time exclusive offer. This offer is extraordinarily rare, and for the players in the main game, we have not seen this offer pop up in about 3 years. So, if you have an itch to be a gotta catch 'em all kind of collector, or you want to have them just for the future synergies, or give yourself a leg up with that first 3-star, yeah, Red Deadpool bundle, not too bad. So when you're starting off, there are going to be a lot of different things to do. You've got story mode. Once you've leveled up, then there's the monthly quest. Then there's the daily quest, the daily catalyst quest. What are you going to do first? Well, I recommend starting off with story mode. Story mode is going to wind up getting you the most character crystals from the get-go, get you the most resources. From there, definitely do recommend doing the daily catalyst events. Those are going to get you generic catalysts as well as specific class-based catalysts, which is going to make leveling up your characters that much easier. The class-based catalyst events do wind up rotating daily, so if you miss out on a specific class one day, you're going to need to wait a week for it to roll back around again. Definitely in your interest to wind up just burning a little bit of energy, get that extra class-specific rank-up material, and you'll be good to go in leveling up your champs. The next step would be to prioritize your rank-ups. There are so many different characters in the game, and for the early game being presented with so many different characters, it could be a bit of a daunting task to figure out who's who to rank up. Well, first of all, I recommend just scrolling through the champions kits. Find out which champions have immunities and invest your resources there. There are plenty of damage over time dot debuffs scattered across early game, mid game, and end game, so having champions that can bypass that damage is going to be ridiculously useful. When in doubt, you can't go wrong for early game with either Vision Classic, Vision Age of Ultron, or Ultron himself. Having those double immunities are going to give you an extra leg up in early game, and a really solid choice. Otherwise, you've got single immunity champs, such as Hulk or Luke Cage, who are still going to be immensely useful. But definitely look over each champion's kit as you wind up pulling them, because you will never know what surprises hide in those kits. Rank ups in this game are permanent, but the nice thing about being at this stage in the game is that if you wind up ranking up somebody, regretting it later, no worries, because odds are you're going to wind up getting a higher star rarity champion soon enough that you can wind up throwing your resources at that away and keep on progressing. Enjoy who you have. The game definitely deals you a random hand of cards and expects you to play the hand that you're dealt. There are no bad champions at this point, and everybody is going to wind up being useful in some degree. Second to last tip I have to say is a bit tongue-in-cheek, but do please avoid global. Nothing good happens in global. Nothing good happens in global. Abandon hope, all ye who enter there. Save yourself the grief. And the last tip that I got for the beginner video here today is to have fun. It is a game. I know the game does wind up getting to either be a bit much in terms of things that it presents you, or can be a bit stressful that you don't get the champion that you want or the champion that you need. But it is a game at the end of the day. So play for a bit, put the game down, go do something else, live your life, come back, pick up the game again. Point is to have fun, have a good time. I've been playing this game myself for about 6 years at this point, and there definitely are moments where it's just like, that's enough game for me for today. That having been said, I love this game to bits. The depth that it has in the character rosters and the interactions and just the insane rock, paper, scissors mechanic. The whole easy to play but difficult to master aspect is just so much fun. I've met so many amazing people in this game, in alliances, in chat, and here on YouTube, that I just have such a great time with the game, and really hope you do too. Again, welcome to Contest of Champions. Point is that it is okay. Take a break, take a breather, come back later. Game will be here when you get back. Alright guys, that is going to do me for my beginner tips. What do you guys think? What would you add to the beginner section here? Let me know down in the comment section below, or if you got any questions that I did not answer. I'm robvonshoe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time all, take care, talk soon, stay safe, and be well everybody. Bye for now.